Hello, Imaginers. It is Kyla Martin coaching you to the career and life that you imagine living. And this is the second in a new series I'm kicking off for 2021 called 3 Steps to Your Dream Career. And in the last video, I talked about getting clarity on what your transformation is worth and what is your bigger why. So if you missed that video, go back and take a listen. I give you some key questions to pose to yourself to continue to get that clarity, because when we have clarity on our bigger why, then we don't have to use willpower. Our brain will automatically drive us toward that goal. So that's why if you have something that you do that is on habit, for example, you actually created a version of your why, and you kind of told your higher brain that that is something that's really important. You may not call it your bigger why. You may not realize you've told your brain, but that's really what has happened. So the big why is really important to starting to pursue your transformation, and that will help to turn down the volume on the lower part of the brain, which is going to say, you can't do that. Who do you think you are? Why don't you just stay safe where you currently live, the job you currently have, all the things that your brain likes to tell you feel safe. But that is not living the life that we imagined. And so want you to continue to spend some time on that why. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about whose dream are you living? I can't tell you how many clients come to me and say, well, I majored in X, or I've spent my whole career in Y. And when I ask them the reason, it's usually a two-part answer. Part one is because my parents or my family or a teacher told me that that career was safe, that there was financial security in that career. And the second part is because I'm really good at it. And most of my clients have been incredibly successful in their chosen career. And again, their brain offers them, why would you go after a new career? Why would you try something new that you don't know if you can succeed in? But in reality, if you've already succeeded in one thing, you will succeed in the other. Again, you just have to quiet that part of your brain that is telling you that it is dangerous to go after it. It's not dangerous. There's not a dinosaur, but your brain will tell you that there's a dinosaur. So understanding where that fear is coming from and that it's your lower brain, I'm very passionate in helping you to understand what's causing that so that you can tell it to be quiet. So whose dream are you going after? Again, I have so many clients who have been doing something for so long, they've gotten really good at it, and they know that there's something else, but it's hard to override your brain that tells you, just keep doing what you're doing. That's easier. That expends less energy, right? Motivational triad, you hear me talk about this a lot. So our brain tells us to avoid pain, seek pleasure, and be efficient. So there's nothing that is efficient in terms of what your brain will tell you that going after a new career will produce. It's not efficient. It requires you to think different things and take different actions and learn about new things. But as humans, that's also the most thrilling thing we will ever do and the most fulfilling. So I want you to think this week about whose career are you actually in right now? Is it a family member? Is it a parent? Is it a role that you are really good at? Is it something that you've just been doing for so long? Is it something that you believe continues to give you financial security? Whose dream are you actually living? I also have so many clients come to me and say, I have responsibilities. I have a mortgage to pay. I have children I have to put through college. Absolutely. But we create a plan to transition them with financial security from where they are to where they're going. I have clients who I'm working with right now who is in one field that is probably 180, literally, to the field that she wants to go into. And we started talking about why she had chosen that field. It was parental, basically. It was wanting to find security, wanting to find significance, which again, we all want to feel significance. It's very tied to what motivates us as humans. But she actually has a passion for a completely different area. And what's so interesting is we were working on what her career and life outcomes were, which is a part of the process that I use in my coaching practice. And she came back to me with her outcomes, and one of them was still pursuing this career that she was in. She actually had some new goals that were related to that. And I asked her, okay, I want you to go back to the outcomes and I'm going to have you create them again, except this time I gave you $10 million. You won the lottery. And she said, well, then I would never pursue the thing that I listed. And I encouraged her to use that lens, to continue to use that lens to actually create the outcomes, because as you can imagine, they were very different. And when I give my clients the freedom, the financial freedom, it's amazing the different dreams that they come up with. So in this second part of creating your dream career for the next year, I want you to think about, whose dream am I living right now? Why am I living that dream? And if it's fear-based, again, you don't know how to get from A to B, or it is financially driven, I want you to think about, Kyla just gave me $10 million. What would I no longer be afraid of? What would I pursue if financial peace was available to me? And see what your brain comes up with. And then think about, what steps would I need to take to get from where I'm standing to where I'm going? For most of my clients, we work on an action plan that includes continuing to challenge those fears in our brain, to create some bridges, I call them, between where we are and where we're going, to create some small steps between here and there, to create some financial security, obviously, between here and there. But again, it is imperative for you, if you're contemplating moving towards your dream career, to really get some clarity on why you're in the career you're in right now and who influenced you to that career. Or again, is it something that you're just really good at? Maybe you've always had an interest in it and you're really good at it, but you know that there's still something missing, that there is that little nudge, those whispers that are calling you to something greater. And if that's you, I want to help you. My passion is helping my clients to uncover and create the career and life that they imagined. And this is my highest calling. And working with you guys is what makes my dreams fulfilled. So I want to continue to help you move closer to that dream career in life. Check out my website for some more resources at kylamartinconsulting.com. And as always, you know, I'm cheering you on to the career and life that you actually imagine living. Take care.